That was so fun. That was so fun. I actually had lunch with Brian Fuller the other day, speaking of Wonderfalls. And I'm so glad they let me do that, because it was such a departure from Kaylee. And I had just finished playing Kaylee, and when I got that call, I was so excited. Anybody seen Wonderfalls? It's a crazy show. And that character was a horrible person, which was so much fun. It was great. Anyone else have a question? Yeah.
So when you first joined Atlantis, was it like intimidating coming into an established cast?
When I first joined Atlantis, yeah, it was tough for a lot of reasons. Because I was filling some really big shoes, and I knew that I was going to get hell for it. I knew. But at the same time, I wanted to be a part of the show. They were really great to me. I guest starred in season 2, and as a wraith, so I was totally unrecognizable, so they could bring me back. And it was a really great crew and a really great cast, and it shot in Vancouver, which is where I'm from. My family lives there. So it was kind of a no-brainer. But it was a little difficult. When you come into a show that's already got their rhythm, and they all know each other really well, it can be a little intimidating. But they were all so nice to me, and so welcoming, and a lot of them were fans of Firefly, which made me feel really good. Like, some of the writers had Serenity as their screensaver, which is really cool. And David Hewlett started teasing me pretty much right away, which means he likes you. So yeah, it was definitely a lot easier than it could have been, but it was tough because I knew the fans really liked Dr. Beckett, and yeah, I think if it was anybody, they would have gotten backlash really. But because I was young, and they were like, she's too young to be a doctor, and all that stuff, it was tough. I felt like I had a lot to prove. But it was fun. I had a great time. It was a really great job. Yeah.
We ever, I don't have a better word than bothered, but when they brought Beckett back.
No, because Paul's one of my best friends.
Oh.
And that's the weird thing about it. Before the show, we met at DragonCon. Isn't that funny? We'd actually met briefly on the set, because we had a teeny tiny scene together when I was the Wraith. But he didn't know what I really looked like. And then we were at a green room at DragonCon, and the green room at DragonCon is crazy. There's cocktails flowing, and everyone's having a great time, and someone said, oh, Paul McGillian's here, and I said, oh, Paul, tell him I said hi. And they went, well, I'll just go get him and tell him that you're here. I said, great. So up walks Paul, and they're like, Paul, this is Jewel. And I was like, hi, Paul, nice to see you. And he was like, hi. And I was like, you don't know me, do you? And he was like, no. And I was like, and I explained to him how, and he was like, oh my God, that was you? So we ended up hanging out for the entire weekend. We bonded like crazy, and actually when we moved to LA, my husband and I, we lived with Paul. Because he had this house, and he was like, you guys don't have a place to live yet, and you're just...
Enjoying the story.
I was like, it's not that funny. Yeah, so anyway, we're really close with Paul. So I loved it when he came back. But we're such tight friends that it was weird, his accent. I was like, why are you talking like that? It just kind of threw me for a loop. But yeah, he's awesome. He's a great guy. We're going to his wedding in September, actually. He's getting married. Yay, finally. Anybody else? Yeah, sorry.
What's your opinion on how they moved Keller away from Ronan and towards...
Well, I was talking about that today. It made sense to me, because Jen is an intellectual. The thing that she had with Ronan was based on everything physical and nothing intellectual. I think she just had the hots for him. And he kind of dug her too, and she probably didn't get a lot of that in her life growing up. So here's this great looking guy who's paying attention to her. So I think there was a bit of that. But with Rodney, it was always this intellectual chemistry. And she's an intellectual girl. And I think she knew that that's what she needed in her life. And so it made total sense to me. And David and I have a natural chemistry anyway. We were good friends from the beginning, and we like hung out together all day on set, eating copious amounts of sandwiches. That's another story altogether. But yeah, he's a great guy, so I was super happy about it, definitely. Somebody had, where was another hand? Oh yeah.
Oh, what's your favorite scene and line in Firefly or Serenity?
My favorite scene? That's so hard.
Or do you have a favorite line?
Yeah. I have a lot of favorite lines. I love I can kill you with my brain. That's one of my favorite lines. I love when Mal says everybody dies alone. Makes me cry every time he says it, every time I watch that episode. I got some good lines in the movie. I was really excited about that. Like the hell with this, I'm gonna live line was a lot of fun. And the masturbation line was a lot of fun. I got really lucky. But there are a lot of scenes that I adore. A lot of them in Out of Gas, actually. But yeah, we watch the show pretty much from beginning to end, like once every year or two, because I miss it too. And it has a lot of good memories, so yeah, we're all